Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Geek Games podcast. I am your host with the most, Cody Teatrick, alongside my friend Sam Suvat. Sam, how you doing?
Well, you're the host with the most, and I'm just Sam. I mean, you got nothing for me?
See, I was gonna do the girl with the plan.
Okay.
And then rhyme it with Sam, but like the plan and Sam like kind of rhyme.
I'd appreciate the effort. I mean, that's fine.
Okay,
that would
that's what I was gonna
me.
go with, and then I just ended up going with my friend, because you're a friend,
Yeah. But I'm also a girl with a plan, so
you're also a girl with a plan.
Yeah, we're good. I like it.
Yeah. All right, so this is our post-Thanksgiving / Black Friday podcast. Sam, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was okay. My mom was really sick, so she didn't get to come to Thanksgiving, which is disappointing. So that's the first time she hasn't come, and usually she's like there with the cooking, and so like me and my sister were kind of in charge of everything, and I was pretty nervous about it, but it went okay. It was fine. Nothing too bad happened. So it was all
What did you end up cooking?
Over at my grandpa's house. So
okay.
So yeah,
that's good.
What about you? What do you guys do?
It was just kind of a small casual lunch with my parents and my sister and my brother, and my niece, and we played Mario Kart afterwards, which was fun.
Yeah.
After my niece destroyed me in Splatoon because
she uses those motion controls, right?
Too good at the game. She does. She uses those motion controls, and she knows how to like do barrel rolls, and it's ridiculous. So yeah. And then how was Black Friday? Did you end up going anywhere?
Oh no, I don't go places for Black Friday. I just buy online. And actually, I did all my shopping Thanksgiving morning before I went over to my grandpa's to start cooking. Okay. Like I just took care of it. So I got my PlayStation Plus year membership. I got my Game Pass, and then I could never find the Xbox Live Gold. Like I thought that was going to be $40 too, but I could never find it, so I didn't get that. I did get my Xbox controller, and then I mean, I guess you could say because I didn't spend that $40 on the Xbox Live Gold, I just went ahead and I spent that on Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Just randomly. We'll talk about this later. I've been playing Battlefield 5, which I didn't think I would like, and I really liked it. So I was like, let me give Call of Duty a shot. So I went ahead and got that as well. But what did you get, Cody? You are frozen on my screen though. Can you hear me? He can't hear me. Oh dear. Cody. It's officially a Geek Games podcast now. But yeah. All right, we're gonna try this again. It's gonna load back in. It'll be fine.
Sam?
I can hear you now.
What happened?
You froze, and then...
Did I?
Yeah, you froze, and then you couldn't hear me, and I couldn't hear you.
Okay. All right.
So,
well,
yeah,
technical difficulties.
Like we do.
Casual for us here. So you were talking about how you picked up Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Yes, and then I asked what you were picking up, and that's when I found out you were frozen.
Okay. So I kind of just... Everything we talked about last week, just forgo it. I was like, whatever. So my friend wanted to get herself a PlayStation 4, and because there was the deal with the Spider-Man bundle, we were like, well, yeah, $200, go get your PlayStation, and I'll get Spider-Man from you because she didn't want Spider-Man. So I feel like a lot of places said that was a doorbuster. Like GameStop, it didn't say anything about doorbuster. It just said we have this bundle.
Ooh.
So we got there, and they only had 11, and they sold out within the first 10 minutes. And so I was like, okay, well, let's go to Target. Target was where I ran into the crazy people of Black Friday.
I warned you about those people.
Yeah, because I got behind one of those people with a cart who was just running into people and like almost took a child out. And I was like, all right, it's not this serious.
Yeah.
So eventually we just kind of gave up because
Yeah.
like we couldn't find any of the 200 bundles. And we ended up going back to GameStop because GameStop had another deal where if you bought the like regular PS4, they give you a $50 gift
Yeah.
card. I was like, that's pretty much a free game. So like do that. It's probably the
Yeah.
best deal you're gonna find right now. So we got her the PlayStation and Spyro because that's the game she really wanted to play. And I was there and I was like, I'm gonna buy Battlefield 5. Just whatever. It's been a while since I played Battlefield, and I have a bunch of people who want to play it, like you and a couple other people want to play with me. So I was like, okay, like so let's get Battlefield 5. Go for it, whatever. Talk about that more later. And then I think I ended up picking up Spider-Man on the PSN store because it's only $40 right now on the PSN store. It's probably the best deal I'm gonna find it for a while. So
yeah, definitely.
I probably end up picking that up before Game of the Year talk gets around. But yeah, that was after watching that woman almost mow down a kid, I was like, I think I'm gonna stick to digital from here on out. Like,
yeah, I don't know if I even want to bring this up because it's a little upsetting, maybe. But I mean, a couple days before Thanksgiving, they had that $200 deal online at like most stores, like Target,
yeah,
Best Buy.
and
They
like
had it, so like you could have just got it then and not
I
had to deal
told
with
her
it.
to just do it online, but
Yeah.
she like was very like gung ho about like wanting to get it like in person.
Okay.
I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, but I mean, she got a PlayStation and she's
That's
happy,
good for
so
her.
that's good
Good
for
for
her.
her. I will say, Jessica from Bitch Team Alpha, she got hers online,
Yeah.
so she's gonna be joining us in the PS4 world, and I'm real excited about that. So,
Oh yeah, that's good.
yeah, yeah, good deal.
But we survived Black Friday,
That's
so I
good.
think it
That's
deserves a
good.
toast. So let's raise our glasses and to us.
That's a lovely glass. What even is that? That looks amazing.
This is a goblet,
Is
a Baphomet goblet. You may know from Sabrina statue.
okay. Okay.
That's it. Because the other thing I did this week was I went to a Renaissance festival. I saw this cup and I was like, I want this. So cheers to us.
Cheers to us. For the
My throat
record,
was really dry.
you're not supposed to cheers with water. So I'm not drinking water today, even though it looks like that. I'm just drinking straight vodka, you guys. So it's gonna
Same.
be good. Yeah, yeah.
It's whew, that went down a little spicy. But we're gonna talk about video games, Sam.
Are we?
I mean, we want to talk about TV.
No, let's talk
Finished
about video
Daredevil
games.
season 3. It's
No,
pretty
I don't
fun.
care. I don't care about that. Let's
Oh
stick with games.
wow!
Sorry, Daredevil.
Anyway, so before we get into the more newer games, I got some older games I want to talk about.
Okay.
So I've been playing a ton of Smite. You may know this. It's a free-to-play third-person MOBA.
I've noticed, like, every time I get online, Cody's playing Smite. I'm like, what is happening? I haven't seen him play Destiny in like a week. This is crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just kind of waiting in Destiny right now. I'm just waiting for the new content. Like, there's nothing new going on. And I'm kind of like, I don't want to. I'm tired of doing LFG with random people to do the raid. So like, I'm just kind of, I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, let's wait for the new content, which is only a week away. So actually, it starts tomorrow technically.
Does it? I thought it was December 3rd. We've still got a week before December 3rd.
The new season starts on the 27th, and I think when the new season starts, there is new stuff like.
Okay.
Okay, quick Destiny download. They announced a bunch of like weapons that you can start earning through like Gambit and Strikes. To do during the season of the Forge, so that's gonna be really cool. But yeah, the actual like new content, like 100% new content, is gonna be on the 4th. So only a week away. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so a bunch of the Broken Thumbsticks guys have been playing Smite a lot. And I was like, up there with like first-person shooters and MMORPGs, MOBAs are one of my favorite genres. Like my PSN like year in review last year, I put like 300 hours into Paragon before that went to heaven.
Do you need to pour one out for Paragon since you have your fancy
just pour one out real quick. And so like I've played Smite in the past. The issue is when we played it in the past, I didn't really like give it my all because like we weren't playing the traditional MOBA mode where it's like the 3 lanes. It was this random 2-lane map, and like it just wasn't. I wasn't like giving it my all. I was just kind of picking random characters and seeing what I liked. And I wasn't learning the items because like in that game, like the items are very important, how you build your character. But like this time, I'm like, like I'm enjoying this a lot. Like we're having fun times. let me actually like commit and learn about these gods and stuff. And like I'm having a blast. Like I've been picking up characters for each lane. So like I just started learning this character named Ardeo. She's the Celtic bear goddess, and like she can transform into a bear,
Oh
and it's
yes,
fucking phenomenal.
that's amazing.
Another one of my favorites is the Norse goddess Sol, because like she just shreds people, and like it's amazing. Um, but yeah, like so I've just been playing it like pretty much every night, as Sam said, the past like 2 weeks almost, and like I'm having a blast with that game. Like the games are long. Like we had a 70-minute match the other night, and I was like, and like one of the guys we play with, Laz, was just really done. Like he was like, I want this to end.
That would be
Can we
me.
just surrender? And I was like, no, like we can win this game, and we did come back and win it.
Oh my god.
I think the only like issue is like there's not like a very good tutorial for that game.
Yeah.
So like you get a lot of new people who jump in and like they see like Thor and they're like, oh, I want to play Thor. Issue is like Thor is a jungler, and like so you usually get a lot of Thors who just don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so and that doesn't get an issue with like most MOBAs. It's like there's not a very good tutorial system to teach people how to play the game. And so like we have had some like lopsided matches that just like steamroll, and it's very bad. But it's really cool, and like they're about to add their 100th god. They're gonna add 99 and 100 is King Arthur and Merlin, and they're gonna be from the Arthurian pantheon, because
Yeah.
Smite is all about like different pantheon gods and stuff. And yeah, I was like, oh my god, like 100. Like I remember playing this game on PC, and there was only like 20. So it's like that's crazy
Yeah,
how far they've come.
Do you ever feel like there's too many? Because I mean, if there's 100, how are you supposed to learn all of them and understand them to know which ones you even want to play? It's like there's too many choices, it seems like.
Partially agree with you, but then the other thing is like if there the best part about having all these choices is you can find a god for you. Like I found Ardeo. I found Erling Shen, who is the sage dog. What's up?
Can you change characters mid-game?
No, once you lock it at the start.
Boo!
You've never been able to do that in a MOBA. It's only Overwatch.
Well, Overwatch does it right, because especially if you have 100 freaking characters, you're supposed to just pick one to try and then play a freaking 70-minute match, possibly, to figure out if you like it.
There's different like game
Come
modes. And so like I think a good game mode to learn a god is this mode called Assault, because you're giving a random god.
Okay.
And it's just everyone's given a random god, and it's one lane, and like I think the longest I've had a match go is like 25 minutes.
That's
and
still
like,
a long time to play with a character that you find
like,
out you don't
you learn
like.
the character that way. I think the only bad thing is like in Overwatch there was mystery heroes, and like if you got a mystery heroes team with like it just like
Cody,
was rough.
You broke up just a little bit there. You said if you got a mystery heroes team with what?
With like 4 tanks, like it's a little rough in Overwatch if you're facing that. So like in that game mode, like if you get like 2 tanks, 2 mages, and a hunter, like you're kind of gonna get steamrolled because like the teams are very imbalanced sometimes. That's the only issue. But like I'm enjoying the main mode Conquest, and I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. Like it's nice to get back into a MOBA again. It's been a while. So yeah, that's Smite.
Cool.
Sam, tell me about Serafina's Crown.
Okay, so my friend Daniel got me this game on Steam for my birthday, and it's by a company called Woodsy Studios, which I believe they are located in Arkansas. And I saw them 2 years ago at the gaming convention, and then he saw them this year, which I didn't get to go this year because it was the same time as Extra Life. But they've always made some fun games. I played Miraclr, which was a mobile game on my phone. It was kind of like you're dating angels. And then I played another game of theirs. I think it was called Echoes of the Fae, and I wasn't super into it. It's kind of a visual. It's been too long. I forgot how to talk. It's that vodka. It's kicking in right now. So
I know.
Yeah. So visual novel style game, but like that one, I felt like there was too much other stuff they were having you do. Like you'd have to wander around town and like figure stuff out and do stuff. And I was like, like if I'm playing like a visual novel, I want to just like hit the button and read the text and like make some decisions, you know? I don't want to have to like do other stuff. So this one, Serafina's Crown, is pretty much just like that. It's a visual novel pretty strictly. You don't have to go do other things. There are some mini games in it. The main one, okay, hold on, let me just set the premise here. So basically you're playing as this woman named Odell, and the queen has been murdered, and the new monarch needs to be chosen, and the highest ruling powers in the realm get together to elect who the new monarch will be. And so she has to come home to participate in this, and then she gets involved in trying to figure out who murdered the queen, and then also who should be elected the new monarch. And so a lot of like who the new monarch is going to be is determined by whose house power is most powerful by the end of the game. And that's determined by political debates inside the game. And you might be like, wow, political debates, that sounds boring, which is what I would say. But you're not actually doing real debates. This is the mini game. And I'm going to try to explain it. It was really weird at first, and it took me a while to like catch on what was going on here. But basically, there's the numbers 1 through 12, and you're going to be competing against someone else, and like highest number wins or lowest number wins. So it's just whatever numbers you have, and it's kind of randomly assigned each debate, like how many numbers you'll get out of 12 to use and where they'll fall on the spectrum. So there's multiple rounds, and like every other round, your numbers will get shuffled, so you'll have all your numbers back. And so it's whoever gets their numbers shuffled first is usually at a disadvantage, because like you use up your numbers in the first round, and then in the second round, like say if I was going second, then like my numbers would get shuffled, so I'd have all my numbers again. And then like each round, whoever gets shuffled gets to pick whether it's the highest number or the lowest number. So like if somebody used up all their low numbers in the first round, then I'm going to say, let's do low numbers again, because obviously they aren't going to have any left over, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of the luck of the draw whether your numbers get shuffled first or second. And like it's easy to get screwed. So, oh my goodness, hold on, I need some more vodka up here, just a second. Okay, so I wasn't great at this. I'm like, So my foolproof method for how to get things going my way is you've got two parties here. You get to pick who you want to support in it, right? So I would pick whoever I wanted to lose, and then I would just play to lose. And that worked every time. So that's the way to get around that. But yeah, so I was a little disappointed at the start of the game because Odell, my character, she's like, oh my god, the love of my life, Lorenzo. I'm just going to miss him so much when I have to go back to do this thing. And like she's constantly talking about how much she loves Lorenzo. And Woodsy Studios has always had really good queer representation in games. So I was like, man, why does she have to be in love with this guy and be like so focused on it? But once you get into like chapter 2, I don't know what this girl's problem is, because supposedly she's like super in love, but she can totally start flirting with these other characters. So I did that, of course, because, you know, why not?
Yeah, cheating woman, Sam.
I know. I'm like, she's supposed to be in love, but hey, I got the opportunity, so I'm gonna go
Poor
for it.
fucking Lorenzo. How dare you, Sam?
Hey.
Home wrecker.
Later you find some stuff out and it's fine. But so I start flirting with this girl Rosa, who is the head of the military for this realm. And let me tell you, I ended up getting her to spend the night. I was like, yeah. But then things were real awkward afterwards. Like I was like, man, what did I do wrong? Why is she like being so weird about this? And when you get to the end of the game, I looked at the achievements later, and there is a way to like live happily ever after with Rosa, but apparently I didn't get that because I made some mistakes. Because right towards the very end, you have to, there's a trial, and you have to be like, this is who killed the queen. This is who I believe killed the queen, and this is who we're prosecuting. And if you make the wrong choice, like there's some consequences that happen. So when I finished the game, I got the person that I wanted to be the monarch, but poor Odell had some real bad consequences in her life. because I pissed somebody off that I should not have pissed off. So I kind of want to go back and play it and see if I can get a happier ending for Odell. But it was fun. I would recommend it. It's a maybe like a 4-hour game. It's not too long. And it's just a visual novel, like I said. You've got the debate number mini game. There was another mini game where I was like trying to play catch, and that was horrible. Like, I could never catch this ball. You're supposed to like click on it like when it was coming at you, but it was like doing weird stuff. I don't know. And I'm sure there's other mini games that you could get if you talk to other people, because you have like some free time. And it's like, who do you want to talk to during your free time? Obviously, I always wanted to go talk to Rosa, so I didn't talk to those other people, but there's probably other mini games that you would get if you talk to them. But yeah, overall I'd say it's a real fun game and you should check it out, and I might try to go get that happier ending with Rosa. We'll see. So
that's good. And it sounds like it has some replayability, so that's
definitely
good. All right, so that was Serafina's Crown on Steam.
Yep.
Right. And rounding off my older games, I played some Diablo 3 because it's Diablo controversy that happened a few weeks ago. And I was like, oh, I haven't played Diablo in forever. Let me just give that a whirl. And it's like amazing how you just can forget everything about a game if you haven't played it in a while. Because I've leveled a monk before in that game. Went and made a new monk. No idea what I was doing. I know the moves that I had. I was like, these don't seem like the same moves that I had before. I'm confused.
Maybe they updated it and maybe they were different moves. You just didn't know.
Maybe.
It's entirely possible.
But like the main reason I picked this game up again is because of a new game that's coming on December 7th. And that is Pillars of Eternity. It's finally coming. Wait, no, not Pillars of Eternity. Path of Exile. I mix those up a lot. The PoE thing.
That was not
Path
even
of
close.
Exile. Yeah, I mix those up. It's the PoE thing. Path of Exile is an ARPG coming on December 7th. And this has like been like Diablo's big competition.
Okay.
And it's only been on Xbox for the past like year. Like it's been on PC, but also on Xbox. And so now they're finally releasing on PS4, and they have a big update coming with like a new story mode, and it looks really cool. But I was like, oh well, let me get into the ARPG kind of zone and play some Diablo 3.
Question.
Had a lot of fun with it.
Is this Path of Exile? Is it a free-to-play or is it an expensive game?
It's free to play, yes.
Hey!
It's a free to play ARPG game coming December 7th. The big update is like it's a new story mode where like there is kind of like almost like a political party that's like made of bounty hunters who like rule these zones, and you can go capture them and like either like hire them and force them to go betray their friends. You can just outright kill them to find out information about other people, like other bounty hunters, and like you're supposed to be working your way up this like criminal ladder and find out who rules this party. And the ultimate goal is to take them down. And like Path of Exile has like this very not complex but like deep and rich skill tree kind of thing.
Okay. Where
like you can say you play a sorcerer, but like you can have so many branching paths to play a sorcerer. So like you can focus on fire, and then halfway through be like, well, I also want to throw some frost in there, and like you can just make hundreds of builds. So that's like really cool.
Nice.
So yeah, I was like, oh, that's coming out. Let me play some Diablo, just to get in the mood, because I guess it's been probably since Marvel Heroes that I've played an ARPG. And so yeah, I made a monk. I was playing through, and I was like, man, this is a lot of fun. I really just want to play Path of Exile though, because like that's the main reason I was playing this game, was just get back in the mood. Yeah. But Diablo 3 is a great game, and like I do wonder how it runs on Switch, because it just released on Switch as well.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, oh, like, this actually might be a little bit fun to play on the Switch. So I think I may look into picking up on Switch as well, just for something to play on the go.
Yeah. You're versatile.
Yeah. But yeah, Path of Exile is definitely looking really good. And then Diablo is definitely gonna be something I may come back to every now and then, just to, because that world is really cool, because it's really dark and gritty.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun to see a giant like skeleton monsters explode into millions of pieces. So yeah, that's Diablo 3.
Cool.
Sam, this next game, I remember you were just like, you've been here for 5? See, I don't know.
I was online
like,
playing. He sent me a party request, so I'm like, hey, let's get in the party. And then like I check and I see that he's playing Battlefield 5. I'm like, we talked about this. You were never going to get Battlefield 5. Where's this coming from? Well, and also I was laughing because I just bought Call of Duty and I hadn't told you yet. So like we both bought the opposite games of each other. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of people were like, oh, I'm getting it. And I was like, okay, like my issue with Call of Duty is I bought it and I didn't have anybody to play with. But like now that I knew people were getting Battlefield 5, I was like, okay, I'll get Battlefield 5. Because like Destiny is definitely going to hold a lot of my attention. Now with Smite, it'll also hold a lot of my attention. But I was looking for another multiplayer game, and I was looking at Fallout 76, but like all the negative press around that game, I was like, no, let's not do that.
Yeah.
And Battlefield 5, like I haven't really heard too many bad things about. So I was just like, let's just do it. Like I like Battlefield games, like they're pretty fun. But yeah, what are your initial thoughts of Battlefield 5?
So if you guys will remember, we talked about this previously, because when Battlefield 5, like the cover was first released, there was such a hubbub about there was a female on the cover and like guys were like, this is stupid, and I got real mad about that, and I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna support Battlefield 5 because they put a woman on the cover and I'm gonna buy this game, even though I did not like Battlefield 1 really at all. I was like, I played the campaign and it was okay, but I hated the multiplayer. I was like, no, so I went into this, I was like, I'm not gonna like Battlefield 5, but I said I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna buy it to support them. And, I'll just trade it in later. Because, like, I know a lot of people who have it on PC. And I was like, well, if I got it on PC, I could play with other people. But then I couldn't trade it in. And I know I'm going to want to trade this in really fast. So, but I got it, Cody. And it took forever to do the download to update and install. I don't know what the problem was. I was really pissed about that. But once it finally got there, it was like, kind of late. It was like 9:30, and I usually stop playing games about 10 o'clock, but I'm like, whatever, I've waited so long, I'm gonna play it. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna play a multiplayer. And so I jumped into Domination, which is there's the 3 capture points and you just have to hold the points and then kill enemies. And when I first loaded in, I don't know, there's just a guy standing there, and I'm like, and I shot him and I killed him. And I was like, that was like my first experience of the game. And I think that just like, I don't know, it kicked something off. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. I just did something good. So having a good start, I'm sure helped. And I don't really know what it is about this, but I'm having so much fun. I didn't like Battlefield before because like it always felt like the enemies were so far away. I couldn't see what was happening. I was constantly getting killed and just like not even knowing where I was getting shot from. And like some of that is still here in the game. Like the enemies pretty far off. I'll get shot and not know where it came from. But like I don't know, something about it is it's just better. Like if I'm quick about it, if I start getting shot and I can like dodge away real quick, I can get behind some cover and heal up and be okay. I shoot stuff that's far away. Sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. My shooting still is not very good in Battlefield. But they've got these different classes. So they've got Assault, Medic, Support, and Recon. And, obviously I like playing a Medic because I like healing people because then, I'm contributing. The real good thing about Medic, let me tell you, Cody. So, normally when you spawn in, you have 1 health pack just with you. So you get shot, you use your health pack, and then you don't have any more unless you can go find another health pack on the map. The Medic has unlimited health packs. So I get shot, I healed, I get shot some more, I heal some more. It's just like constantly. There's no like cooldown. I can just keep on healing. And that's real important to me because I get shot a lot. Also, like, you're in a 4-person squad, and then like the teams are usually like 16 to 32 people, and anyone on the squad can heal anyone else on the squad, but only a medic can heal people that are not in their own squad. And also the medic revive. Yes, I'm sorry, revive. Okay, yeah. When they're down. Healed, like yeah, they're shot, they're down, they're about to die, they're bleeding out, and you can revive them. Also the medic revives a lot quicker than the other classes do. So I just like that. It works real well for me. but like there were different challenges at the start to encourage you to try all the different classes. So I tried the different classes, and I had a good time with all of them. The support, the medic can also throw bandages or the health kits to people. So like if someone had used up their health kit, I could throw them another one. The support can throw out ammo at people, so that's good. I don't know, the recon and the assault don't really help other people, but it's fine.
Okay, hold up.
I'm sorry, they can't. They don't throw things to the other players.
Yeah, they don't throw things, but like the recon, one of their gadgets is a telescope, and if you like look at an enemy, it'll spot them, and so a little marker will appear above their head, and like let people know where they are. And the assault is very good at taking down vehicles, because trust me, when a tank is blowing you up, you want someone to take out that tank almost immediately.
Fun fact, I played probably for about 5 hours before I ever figured out how to use a gadget. I'm like, why do these things keep telling me to use gadgets? How do I use them? But there are some pretty neat gadgets. There are trip mines, there's like smoke grenades you can use as well. The assault has I don't know if it's a grenade launcher. It seems like a rocket launcher.
It calls it a grenade launcher, but it
like
felt like a rocket.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like that one a lot. But yeah, and in Strange Turn Events, I've done okay at the recon. Usually I'm not a good sniper, but like I can get some good work done. And I think that's like my overall statement is like I can get some good work done in this game. And that makes me feel good and I have fun while I'm doing it. I do die a lot, but I mean you spawn back in pretty quick and it's like it's no big deal. It's just like there's action, it's fun. I'm having a good time with it. Like I don't know. I don't know where this came from. It like blows my mind. I'm like, I'm having such a good time with Battlefield 5. Like I never expected it. I have mostly only been playing Domination. I played a couple of the other things, but like I just didn't have as much fun. One of them, like I think it was Deathmatch, so there were not objectives on the board, and like I wandered around for many minutes before I ever found any enemies, and I was like, this is really boring. If you like, when there's objectives, people are drawn to certain areas, so that's where you're going to find some action. But when it's just like there's nothing going on, it's a pretty big map to try to go find people. I did just try Conquest today for the first time because I had to do some Googling to figure out. So I'm like, why can't I drive a tank? I know there are tanks. I want to get one. So tanks and airplanes are only available in certain modes. And the Conquest I was on was this snowy mountain map, which is, I hate this map the most. And they didn't have tanks on it. They did have airplanes, and so like I had to Google this multiple times to figure out how to get on this airplane. So I spawned on a buddy who was in an airplane, and I was in the tail section with a gun. So he was flying, and I was just like waiting to shoot something, and like there was never anything to shoot. I was like, this sucks. So I was like, let me get out of here. So I pushed the square. And then all of a sudden I was out of the plane. I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. Luckily there was a parachute. You can deploy your parachute to come down. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was outside of the combat zone, so I died. I was like, I didn't know where I was. I was just like, whatever. Later I did get to fly the plane. It's hard. And then
fuck plane.
I had a lot of trouble trying to find like where the objectives were on the ground. I had a lot of trouble trying to find the ground. I don't know. And then I found it too well because I flew into the side of a mountain, and like you don't explode when you hit the mountain. You just kind of sit there. And then I'm like, I guess the plane's just down now. So I got out of the plane, and then I got shot because it's a real bad place to land a plane, but it's fine. I'm hoping the tank will go better than the plane, but we'll see.
Oh, Sam. Just well, plane's good, I guess. I'm glad you're liking it. I'm enjoying it as well. I think Battlefields have always had a couple issues for me. When it's small, like close quarters, I feel like it's really good. Mm-hmm. But when it's very like far away combat, like wide open spaces, that's when it suffers for me because I have a pretty big TV. You can see it behind me, pretty big. Like I can see a lot on the thing. I feel like somebody's like always playing against me with like a 4K TV with magnifying glasses in front of it because they can spot me and snipe me from
Yeah.
across the map. And like that's when Battlefield becomes like, all right, I don't enjoy this part. I'll stick to my close quarters area.
There is one good thing I'll say. When a sniper is about to shoot you, there is a flash of white light
Yeah.
right before they fire, so you can like jump and
flash.
dodge if you can, that's helpful.
So with Battlefield 1, they introduced this game mode called Breakthrough, and that's kind of like one of my favorite objectives because you're either attacking or defending, and like the games last a little while, but like it's usually like fast paced, like there's always action, and then also like there's always an objective, so like you're always there. And then I think what they've added in Battlefield 5 is this thing called fortifications. So like if you hold down on the D-pad on PlayStation, and you see like a hammer symbol, you can walk up and like build fortifications. Like you can make little sandbag walls to like hide behind. On that snow map, we were playing Conquest on it, and you can fortify an entire little section, like set up barbed wire so the only way they can get to you is down this one little strip, and like you can have a mounted turret just aimed at that little strip, and it's so good.
You know what? So I was playing on, I don't know what map it is, but there was a library, like a burnt out building library. And I was like, I'm going to fortify the shit out of this place. And so I was like closing up everything. I got it nice. And like my squad was there. We're like, yeah, we're going to defend this. And then we died. And then I was like, shit, now we have to try to get it back in here after I fortified this thing. So that sucked. But I like I like that you can do that. You can only do it. You can't just like free build. There's only certain locations where you can build.
Yeah,
so.
And you can also, with fortifying, you can make little like medic stations and ammo stations. I found in certain spots. So I made one of those, and like anytime someone went to that station, I got a bunch of points for it. And like you get a lot of points for fortifying, so like it's worth it to sit down if you were not getting shot at and do it. Like we were playing Conquest on a map where there's like a bridge, but it's collapsed in the middle. And like we fortified an entire little section at B flag, and it was there the entire rest of the game because like no one came to it because they were like, "There's definitely people behind that the potato sack wall. Get out of here." I'm not sure if what is it called? I just blanked on the name.
Grand Operations.
No, I haven't picked that one.
I don't know. Frontline?
I think it's a new mode where like you capture objectives. Frontlines. It's called Frontlines. Where you're capturing. There's a set number of objectives on the map, and like either team can capture it, and whoever gets to the end, once you like capture all the zones, A through like F, I want to say, it was split into 2 bombs, and you get to go plant 2 bombs. We played that last night. And it's like I think it's only 32 people on the map, so it's only 16v16. And Sam, this was a game. Like we were losing pretty bad. Like we had 20 minutes, and I was like, all right, like we either like are just gonna lose this or we gonna make a comeback. So me and my friend Charlie and Luke got around them, and we're sneaking up behind them. And so like we were like, if we just get behind them, people will start spawning on us.
Oh yeah.
So, and like we were like, let's wait for like, so we knew where E flag would spawn. So we went to E flag and we got there. We just bunkered down. Anyone came near us, we shot them. And if 2 of us died, like as long as we had one person staying like hidden, we could squad spawn on them.
Yeah.
And so eventually, because E flag was like this flag that like we just lost like instantly anytime it got near there. So like we hunkered down, got that. And then next thing I know, F flag is over at a castle, and we have to cross this bridge, and it's like a scene out of a movie, Sam. Like this gave me the goosebumps. We were booking it across this bridge that is falling apart because there's a tank shooting at us, and there's people taking sniper shots at us, and I can hear bullets whizzing past my character's head, and we are booking it across this bridge, and we take a sharp right after the bridge to get to the castle. There's a tank to our left, and it killed Charlie and Luke, and I just booked it. And I got inside the castle, and so they got the squad spawn on me, and we captured F like almost immediately, and it was so good. And then the 2 bomb things spawned, and we didn't know. This is the first time we played, so we didn't know the 2 bomb things spawned. And I think my biggest complaint with this part of the game mode is so you have to pick up, like you have to physically go pick up the bombs
Okay.
to plant. And if you get one of them, because we got a bomb planted and it exploded like instantly. But we were so like far like forward that we had to turn around and go back to the castle that was like 20 feet away to get the bombs.
Yeah.
To go get the B flag or the B bomb. And I think once it gets transitions from the capturing to the bombs, it goes to a life system. And if you run out of 40 lives,
Yeah.
so there's only 16 people, like everyone pretty much has 2. Once you run out of 40 lives, it goes back to the capturing thing. So we got pushed back to the castle. Luckily, we were all spawning there already.
Yeah.
So that feels a little broken in a way, because if we were just spawning at the castle already, why make that the flag? I don't know.
Yeah.
We ended up getting it after a very long team fight because I swapped to the recon and they have the, I think it's the recon. It has the, no, it's the medic. It has the smoke grenade launcher.
Yeah.
So I was shooting the smoke grenades, so I gave everybody cover to get into the bomb. And then the medic has like a submachine gun, so I was really good at up close. And then my buddy Charlie was sniping in the back, just picking off people who were coming at us. And it was really fun. Like that's the part about it what I like is when like you have to work as a team together and things just start working. Yeah, I think my biggest complaint also has been sometimes like they start games when they're really imbalanced.
Oh yeah.
Like we had a conquest map that started 8 versus 4, and that's a 64 player map. And so 8 versus 4 made no sense. And like we just captured all the objectives and the game was over in like 3 seconds. Like I'm not complaining, but like it's just that was kind of weird. Like don't start it at that point. Like split everybody up and get us in there with 64 people.
Well, and I don't know what was happening last night, but I played for quite a few matches where I just couldn't get a squad. I was always by myself, and I was just like, I don't understand why they didn't, how I just couldn't get with anybody else. I was really disappointed. So, but also my criticism is like, I don't feel it explains things really at all, hardly, on like how to do different things. Like the fact that it took me so long to figure out how to do a gadget. I like eventually I was like, oh wait, I think I can customize my character stuff, and like had to go in and I'd unlocked all this stuff, like cosmetics for my guns and stuff, but like it wouldn't let me equip them, and I'm like, it says I just need to be like the Stin gun level 1, I should have this. But you have to like go back to the armory and like claim the stuff that you've got before you can actually use it in the thing, and I'm just like, why don't you just make this easy? I don't know. It was confusing.
I feel like they should rename things because like to customize your character and your weapons, you go to your company.
Yeah.
But to claim stuff, you go to your armory. Just call the armory a store and call what I do the armory, because that's what an armory is. It's like your company thing makes no sense. Like,
yeah,
I feel like you just randomly pick names there.
Yeah, and like as you use a gun, it levels up and you unlock different perks for it. And if you're not paying attention, it's just going to go ahead and pick, because there's like one from each column that you can pick, and it's just going to go ahead and pick them for you. Because like by the time I went and checked in with my thing, like I had all 4 tiers unlocked, and it just picked what it wanted to do for me. I was like, what? And I mean, you can undo it and like set it yourself, but it's just like, it would have been nice if at some point it had said, hey, you should go check this out over here because there's some stuff you can do. And I was like, I do like, they have a lot of different characters that you can choose from, and there are tons of different women you can play as. So like the first thing I did actually before I started playing is I just went and picked all the different classes and set them as different women so that I could play as my ladies. I will say I know this is World War II, and so there's always going to be, in any multiplayer game, there's good guys versus bad guys. But like I hate when we're the bad guys and we're playing as the Nazis. I'm just like, this is just, I don't know. I don't like that. It's just bad. It's like you can't be helped, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, that's unfortunate. Like, I don't have a problem playing as stormtroopers in Battlefront. I'm like, it's just like kind of bums me out when I'm playing as a Nazi. I'm like, I'm a horrible person, but it's fine.
I mean, you don't like technically this thing you're playing as the Axis, so just you're not really.
I'm not really. I mean, whatever.
I think another like small complaint I have is, and it's a complaint, but it's also, I think, a good thing, is that the starting weapon for each class is very strong. So I guess good because you want to start with a strong gun, so that no one's at a disadvantage. But then like, there's no real reason to swap off those strong guns until you are fully unlocked. Like the support has a gun called the KE7, and if you get the bipod unlocked for that, and like you were ever in like a spot where you can get the bipod, because like a bipod works is if you're near a wall, it'll just automatically connect to the wall, and you are accurate, you are not missing a thing. So like if you set up a fortification and just crouch down, like anyone comes at you, they're dead. Like you don't miss.
That's good to know. I never really understood. Like sometimes it would say like push this to deploy the bipod. I'm like, I don't know what this is. Why would I want to do this? I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
One thing I think they removed from Battlefield 1 is if you snuck up behind somebody and like had your melee weapon out, you could get a one-hit kill and like it was a cool like animation. Did that happen for you? Because I had a hatchet out and I tried to hatchet someone and took 2 swipes and I was really mad.
Yes, I've had that. But let me tell you, I've been on the receiving end. Someone sneaks up behind me and just knifes me and I'm dead. Like they do a little animation and I'm like, I've seen it happen to me. I've never actually done it myself, but it's still there. I don't know if maybe just based on the type of melee weapon, maybe like the hatchet doesn't just do it. I don't know.
I will say there are some cool melee weapons in this game. Like there's a cricket bat with a metal chain wrapped around it, and then there's a machete called the Coop, and I want to get the Coop. And you do it by doing the single player. So I guess I'm playing the single player eventually.
Oh yeah, I should say like I did go back and start one of the war stories. The single player. So far there are 3 war stories. There's going to be a 4th like coming December 4th or something. I played like the first section of the first one and I was like, I don't like this. I want to go back and play multiplayer, which is weird because like I thought the campaign single player would be the thing I'd like. So I'm just like, I don't know. So
in Battlefield 1, like, so the when you start the game up, there is like it's an intro thing where they kind of teach you a little bit about like how everything works. Like
the very
they show
basics,
you how to play
the bare minimum basics.
Like how to fly the plane, how to drive the tank. Here's some weapons to try out. Like here's a sniper, here's an LMG, here's a submachine gun. And in Battlefield 1, I enjoyed that more because it was real people that were like it showed you like real accounts of what happened in World War One, and like this one, like they didn't give a name to any of these people, so like it was just kind of like, all right, this is just you're just teaching me things. But in Battlefield 1, I was like, this is
they were not as good. Battlefield 1, every one of those scenes made me cry. I'm like, they were so well done and they were so emotionally put together that like it really affected you. And like this one so far hasn't been that good at all. Let me ask you one thing, Cody. Did you, on the main menu, if you push circle, this sidebar comes out? It's like Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4. And like you can play multiplayer from the other 2 games, maybe? Is that what that is? You can't.
I don't know why this is there.
Okay.
Because it was in Battlefield 1 where it would show you Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline instead. And I don't know why it's there. I feel like if you are on PC and you own those games and you're using the EA Access or whatever, you can launch it. And it's just a thing that's still in like console versions. Because like Luke has Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4 installed. So he's like, oh, I can just go play Battlefield 4 right now. It was like, no, if with Battlefield 5 you cannot play. I don't know why it's there. It's so stupid.
That's really stupid. I mean, I could understand if they just had like kind of the ads for the other games, but like the way it's set up, it looks like you click on this, you can go play the multiplayer. Which I didn't do it, obviously, but it's weird. They should not have left that in there if you can't do it.
Do we know is the DLC free for this game? Or is it still the season pass like they did for Battlefield 1? Because after Battlefront, they like really started pushing the free DLC thing. And I don't know if the DLC is free for this.
I don't know. I'm like 99% certain that when their Battle Royale comes out, it's going to be free. But I don't know about other stuff. I would lean towards I think it would be free, but I really don't know.
Yeah, because they do have, when you're selecting game mode, like if you want to play multiplayer or single player, they do have 2 other modes down there. And I think they both say December. But I don't know if that's just like a placeholder thing. Because I could have sworn the Battle Royale got pushed back to 2019.
Yeah, I think so.
And I do wonder how's the Battle Royale going to work in this game? Like they haven't shown us any details, but like playing the game, I'm really just kind of like not concerned, but just kind of like I don't know how you. I don't know how you do it because like the maps are big, but I don't know if they're big enough for a like huge battle royale. I don't know.
Maybe there's going to be a new map.
Maybe.
Let
Yeah,
me
because
let
I
me.
mean, yeah, because
How do you feel about the number of maps that they have right now in circulation?
I don't know if I've played them all. I have gotten some repeats a lot.
A
Like I've
lot.
gotten that snow map like 4 times.
Yeah.
I've gotten the map with the train that's like crashed
Mm-hmm.
a few times.
The
I don't know how many
farm.
maps are in this. Oh yeah, I've gotten the farm.
I get the farm a lot. There's like the ruins, like these rocky ruins.
I don't know if I've gotten that.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that was the one that had the castle.
Okay. Okay, yeah. And then there's like a snowy village.
Yeah, I get that one a lot.
And then there's
Oh,
like another just city that doesn't have the train. It's like not as in ruins as the other city.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just feel like I don't know. I don't know. I was getting the same like 3 or 4 a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's good just because like you can learn
Because
those
you can
maps
learn
really
them,
easily.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I think it could become an issue where if they are doing paid DLC, like if I have to pay $10 to get 4 extra fucking maps, no thank you.
Yeah.
That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Um, it's very different from Call of Duty because like you can play an objective game in Call of Duty and still lose because some dude is an absolute beast that's like murdering people.
Mhm.
But if you're playing the objective in Battlefield, no matter how bad you're doing at kills, you can still win the game. And so like that's really good to me.
Cody, just a few minutes ago before we started recording, I finally was a part of the best squad at the end of each game. They say this is the best
I like
squad.
that.
And I was just like,
I like
oh
that.
my God, I'm on it. And I was like, I was so excited. So I posted it on Twitter. My one complaint about that, so you've got the best squad, and then it lists the top 3 squads by their call sign. And my problem is I'm playing,
I don't know
I
the call
never
sign.
know what my call sign is. So I'm like, I don't know if I've been in the top 3 before. And like,
squad spawn,
mhm.
it's gonna be in the top left.
Okay.
I didn't know this, and also there's a squad team called Dog.
Yeah.
So like, I was going to spawn in on Luke last night, and we were the Dog squad, and I was like, why does it say Dog in the top left corner? And then at the end of the game, we got top squad, and
Yeah.
we were the Dog squad. I didn't know that. I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah. They just something else. Somehow just make it a little more clear to know if you're in that
Battlefield
squad.
1, when the thing started, you didn't get manually assigned to squads. You like all had to pick a squad together. So like you could be alpha, beta, gamma, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
This one it just kind of puts you in one, and then like I don't know if there's an easy way to find it or not.
Well,
but that's
I mean,
how I
you can
noticed.
push options and go to squads, and then you can see which squad.
It'll show you that. Okay.
I had to go the hard way to like go try to find people and mute them because I'm like, stop. And then I was like, I just need to make my own private party so that I don't have to hear people. They weren't even talking. They were just like there, like having background noise. I hate that. So
they're blaring some nice music in the background.
just people talking and
Post
stuff.
Malone.
I will say also after I made best squad, which I was so excited to go post that on Twitter, I didn't actually see my results, so I didn't see how I personally did in that. But then the next game, I was 3rd on my team, and that's like I had like 5,000 some odd points, and that's the best I've ever done, and I felt really good about that. Although I think that was the one that might have been also the game where I was getting ready for the podcast. I was like, oh, I'm going to go brush my teeth real quick. Oh, I'm going to go run to the bathroom while I was still playing the game. So I just like was standing there for a long time while I was like going to do my stuff.
I mean, hey.
So hey, but whatever works. The time I was in, I was kicking ass. So, so yeah, that was cool. So, question. Okay. So this is surprising news that I'm having a good time with Battlefield 5. Because I was doing that, that's why I bought Call of Duty. I'm like, I should give that another try. Maybe I'll really like it. Do you think that I'll enjoy that?
I'm gonna be honest with you, no, I don't. I think
oh well.
because the issue is like as I said, like in Battlefield, like you can be doing bad and still win the game.
Yeah.
In Call of Duty, like the issue is there's no like ranked base matchmaking. So like you're level 1, so you're
Oh.
gonna have bare minimum guns. You can still face the guy who's level 370, and he has all the guns, and so like that's gonna be an issue. I think you would enjoy zombies because it is like killing floor.
I hated zombies in Call of Duty 3 though. Black Ops 3.
Okay, I mean,
Maybe if I had a
then maybe you
buddy.
won't enjoy
I don't
zombies.
know.
And then the battle royale mode, I don't know if you would enjoy because I don't know how much you liked Fortnite really, or PUBG
I
for
liked
that matter.
Fortnite.
You like Fortnite? Okay.
I think it'll be
It's not
fine.
really like it's. I don't know how to compare those two really.
Oh yeah.
We'll give it a shot though. I mean,
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
try it, and
try
if
it.
not, I've decided perhaps trading in is not the best. I think I should just sell stuff on eBay because I think I'll get better money. Because I think I already. Oh, just for funsies, I had checked what Red Dead Redemption's trade-in value was at GameStop. I'm waiting for online, okay? But I was just scoping
Okay.
it out, and you'd only get $25 for it, and it's still like really new. So I'm like, you could get 40 for that on eBay, no problem. At a buy it now price, I think. So I think that's gonna be my route. I'm gonna try it if I have to sell one of these games. So
Speaking of Red Dead Online, that's supposed to launch at the end of November. We're in the last week of November, so unless they're just dropping this and like no trailer or anything, no information, that's I'm thinking that's getting pushed back. I don't think Red Dead Online is coming until December. But yeah,
it could come
Yeah.
November 30th. Trailer drops the
I guess
29th.
so.
It comes out the 30th.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah.
but yeah, that's Battlefield 5. We're both enjoying that quite a bit.
So I think we're done now. We've covered everything we need to. We can just call it quits for the day, right?
No, I mean, I think there's something came out last week.
Did something? I don't recall. It must not have.
And I
think it was
think
like
it
maybe a
is-
little small indie title.
Yeah, it's a small indie title. You may have heard of it. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and dropped last Friday, and
You cut out right when you were saying Eevee. So let's just give Eevee her props. So that's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
What a game! Just amazing, loving it.
Do you
Just
wanna
10
have-
out of 10. Just
Do you
Good
want to have
job,
the quick
Nintendo.
discussion of what happened before you bought Pokemon?
what happened before?
I don't know. It was a couple days before Pokemon came out, and I get this text from
God.
Cody, and he's like, I just don't know if I want to buy Pokemon. And I was like, who are you, and what have you done with Cody? It's so weird.
Well, yeah, because like I don't like a couple days before, I was just kind of like, I've played Gen 1 hundreds of times at this point.
Mhm.
Do I really need to play it? Like, is it going to be that different? And then I started seeing reviews where it's like, no, like this takes Gen 1, like it's still similar, but it expands upon like the story and like you won't believe where the characters go. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, I'm getting it, and I haven't regretted it because I'm having a blast. Sam, this is your first like real Pokemon game.
Yeah.
How are you liking it?
I was having fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it, but like for the record, like in our Discord, we set up a little friendly bet, I guess, to see how long I would play Pokemon before I just got sick of it and was like, yeah, I'm done. So I think like last Tuesday when the day I got Battlefield, I was like, I don't know if I'm done yet, but I'm like really close. And now I think I'm done. I think I've reached my point. Let's just state for everybody, my final time playing was 8 hours and 42 minutes. Cody, what was your time that you said you thought I would last?
I said 8 hours. Fucking called it.
Cody knows me very well.
I knew it.
Cause yeah, I was having a great time with it, like right up until the point where I was like, you know what? It was pretty sudden. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done. But yeah, so let's just start from the beginning and the good times. So yeah, I started off. I got Let's Go Eevee because she's the most feline / canine looking out of her and Pikachu. And so I guess I didn't, what?
It's just like, because Pikachu's a fucking mouse.
No,
So,
yeah.
like,
I
of course.
mean, he doesn't look like a, that's just my, whatever looks more like one of my pets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't realize you would name your starting Pokemon. And so I was just like, yeah, my little Eevee, okay, I'll just call her Aloy like my cat, because, whatever. And then, like, I'd been playing for quite a while, and then I was checking my Pokedex, I'm like, oh, this Eevee's a boy. Oh, well, I'm still going to refer to her as a she.
I'd never, like, the only time the gender matters is, like, in Gen 1, is just for Nidoran and Nidorino, because one involves the Nidoqueen, one involves the Nidoking, so it's the only time gender really matters. So, I don't even know what my Pikachu is. I think it's a male, because I think the female Pikachu, the end of the tail is a heart. I don't like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I love my little Eevee. So I think someone had warned me. They're like, Eevee's voice is really annoying. You're gonna get sick of her. And at first I was kind of like, okay, yeah, you did that.
Yeah, I called it out, but it was...
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but, like, she grew on me. I was like, it's fine. I love her so much because she's just this tiny little Pokemon that rides on my head, and, like, straight out from the beginning, you get some clothes that you can put on her, and so she gets to dress like me, and so she's got a little shirt and a hat that matches my outfit, and I was like, this is adorable. And then you can go and do this thing where you pet her, and then you can also feed her berries. And when you, like, hold up the berry for her, she, like, takes little bites of it and, like, parts of it disappear. Yeah. She's biting it, and it's super adorable. She's just hanging out with me, and then, like, sometimes, like, you'll see the little thing to shake your controller, and you'll shake it, and she'll want to tell you something, and, like, sometimes she'll bring you a present, or she'll just be like, hey, there's this thing over here. And it's just really cool. I like having a starting Pokemon that's, like, she's like your best friend. She's just with you all the time, and it's a nice feeling. And then you're gonna catch all these other ones, but, like, she's your girl, She's got your back always.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, she always levels up the most because she's the one I have the longest. So she was my big guns. We got double kick pretty early on, and that was my go-to. Let's see. I got really pissed off when I got a Kakuna, and it only had one move, and its move was Harden, which is just, like, it ups its defense, so it can't attack at all, so there's no point in taking that fucking thing into battle. I was wondering
if you were going to run into that.
I ran into that on stream, and I was really pissed about it, and then I was playing, I'm having a good time, and then I get this notification, my Weedle is gonna evolve, and I get so excited because this is my first evolve. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be great! It evolves into a fucking Kakuna, and I was so pissed. I was just like, ugh. So that sucked, but when it evolved, because the Weedle carried over some moves, so it had some moves with it. And I'm like, surely they wouldn't make, like, the world's stupidest Pokemon. Just, like, why would you have this? So I googled it. I'm like, what is this Kakuna gonna be? I found out it was gonna be a Beedrill, which I ran into one and I tried to catch it and I could not because it was too tough for me. I'm like, oh, I want a Beedrill. So I kept that Kakuna in my party so it could level up until I eventually got my Beedrill, and I was very excited about that. Pokemon are real cute, just in general. There's so many neat ones and they're adorable. I don't know. I think now my favorite Pokemon is Charmander. Because, like, he's just adorable. He's just, like, walking around. He's got these little arms. I think he could hug you if you, like, got down there and tried to hug him. There's just something about his face that's really cute. I was like, man, I'd really like that Charmander. So, I don't know. I got a Pikachu, got a Bulbasaur. I eventually got my Squirtle. I got to the part where I could go to the ship, and I was like, I want to go find the captain and learn my chop skill. But also in the village by the ship, there's this woman in a house, and she's like, if you catch, like, 5 Meowths, I'll give you something that you can ride. And I was like, fuck, I want to ride a Pokemon? But, like, I hadn't caught enough Meowths. And I was like, I swear I remember seeing some, just not too far back. So I went back and tried to look for them. I couldn't find them. They must have been further back than I thought. So then I got frustrated. This was the end of things, pretty much, because I started getting really mad trying to catch Pokemon, because, like, I understand that, like, you're gonna get a good throw if you time it right as the circle's closing and you hit them, like, right there, right? It's, like, the good throw. And, like, but if you get, like, a really good throw, even if it's an excellent throw, sometimes that Pokemon's not gonna stay in the ball. And I get so angry about it, because I'm like, if I did such a good throw, it should keep that Pokemon. And so I was getting really angry about that. And then I was on the boat, and like every 2 steps, someone would drag me into battle. And I was like, God, I'm just trying to go find the captain. And I got really frustrated with that. And then I was like, I'm going to stop now. And that's where I stopped.
You got pretty far.
I had a good time with it.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I had fun for a while, but I mean, you know, I was only ever going to be in it for a certain amount of time. We all knew that, so... But what about you?
I'm glad you gave it a shot, though.
Yeah, thank you.
So, I picked up the game from GameStop, and I'm driving home, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all right, these are the Pokemon I'm getting. Because, like, I, for some reason, was like, yeah, they're going to give me for some reason, I thought I read, you get the Eevee or the Pikachu, and it's, like, not a battling Pokemon, it's just there with you the entire thing. So I was like, cool, like, so I was like, all right. So in the Gen 1, your 3 Pokemon you can pick from at the start are usually Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander. You can pick one, and that's how that's it. And so when the game starts, it's like, oh, catch Pikachu. And I was like, oh, like this is like how in Pokemon Yellow, my first ever Pokemon game, you're given a Pikachu at the start. So I was like, okay.
I remember Cody's almost earliest words on the podcast ever was, you do not want a Pikachu as a starting Pokemon. I remember that. But how did you like having your Pikachu as your starting Pokemon?
It wasn't bad because they do some things to make it fair. Because, like, so this is kind of the issue I think people have with this game is it's a very casualification of an already kind of casual game. Like, Pokemon is often referred to as baby's first JRPG. This is, I think, for some people, they see this as a even more baby version of a JRPG. And I can see those issues, but I'm okay with it. Like, your Eevee learned double kick. I can tell you now, past gens, Eevee would not have learned double kick that early. My Pikachu should not have learned double kick. So they do that because they know you're going to have to face Brock as the first gym leader. And like as you go through the game, there's a dude who will teach you a move before each gym that will help you win. Like my Pikachu learned Zippity Zap before the second gym. I got to learn Floaty Fall, and like, come on, Nintendo, let's step the name up on Pokemon moves. Floaty Fall? Are we joking with each other? I was like, okay, whatever. But like, so I got the Pikachu, and I was like, all right, well, I know my team I want. So I'm like going through, and like, I'm of the stance that I like the catch mechanic. I think the catch mechanic and the battle mechanic should be different. Like, it just adds more variety to the game instead of having to battle and then catch.
Okay.
Like weaken the Pokemon then catch, how you do in the older Pokemon games. I think that's a good mechanic.
In the older games, when you had to battle and then catch, did you have as many random battles with other people, NPCs that or was that the majority of how you were battling? Was just when you're catching?
No, there were still the people.
Okay.
But you were also ratting Pokemon. You couldn't see the Pokemon. And I also like that you can see the Pokemon because then you can choose what you want to capture.
Yeah.
And like, I enjoy that because it's like, oh, like I know I want, like one of my first Pokemon I wanted to get was a Mankey because it's my favorite fighting type. Falls in the Primeape and like it's a pig monkey. It's amazing.
I never even saw one of those.
And it was on the way to Mount Moon.
All my time playing, never saw one.
They also changed a lot of the spawns because usually a Mankey would spawn at the first city you can go to, Viridian. If you take a left, there's like a path that like leads you to the Elite Four, but you can't go there yet because obviously you're like a starting trainer. But usually there were Mankey spawns over there. So I went and like ran around for an hour, nothing spawned. Then I realized, oh, they must have changed some of the spawns.
Yeah.
So like I'm going through the game, I'm enjoying it. I like the new catching mechanic. I'm okay with the battling. And then like I started noticing like, man, my Pokemon are kind of underleveled. Like around the third gym, I noticed my Pokemon were a little underleveled. And I started like doing some research. I'm like, why am I so underleveled? And then it's like, I read this guide, and this guy's like, anytime you see a Pokemon, just go capture it. Like they give you so many Pokeballs, just go do it. Because the best way to level up your Pokemon is to capture Pokemon. What's up?
They give you so many Pokeballs. Okay, but I was almost running out of Pokeballs all the time because I was so bad at trying to catch these Pokemon. I was getting frustrated about that.
Yeah. I played on the TV for about 5 minutes before I was like, no, I'm good. And I switched to handheld, and the handheld is a much better catching experience because there's no like, yes.
You still have to aim with the handheld, but you just push the button to do it.
Yeah.
But my hands can't handle handheld for very long at all. And surprisingly, the throwing motion when it was docked wasn't really that bad for me. So that was okay, but still it's just annoying because I would miss so much. But please continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was like, oh, that really sucks. Because for me, battling in Pokemon is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Like, once I have my set team, I don't want to capture Pokemon anymore. I just want to battle. Like, I got my 6. I was like, this is my team. Like, this is what I want. And I was like, I don't want this. Like, I don't want to go capture. But I spent like an hour last night, just catching Pokemon endlessly because I wanted to rank up and get all my Pokemon to level 40 because everything else I'm fighting is like in the 45 region.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, well, fuck, like this sucks. And I thought they had removed, because in those older Pokemon games, like there was a thing where it was like, all right, like if you want this item to continue to progress in the game, you need to catch 50 Pokemon. And I thought they removed those until I got to like the 5th gym. And the guy was like, before you can come in here, you gotta catch 50 Pokemon. And I was at 46. And I was like 50 unique Pokemon, because I've caught like 100 at that point.
Jeez.
Like your Pokedex entry has to be 50. I was like, whatever. So I just went and ran around and found a new Pokemon to catch. And like, I was just really like, okay, this is a little annoying. It's been a while since I fully played through Gen 1. I don't think there were as many trainers as there were in the game.
You mean like NPCs that you battle?
Yeah, like NPCs.
Yeah, because like
I got into some
every
sections
5
and I'm
feet,
like,
they're freaking persons to battle, man.
I got on a route and I was like, I don't ever remember this being this many trainers like in a cluster like this that I have to constantly battle.
Yeah.
Like, it was really ridiculous. And I don't know if they did that to like outweigh like you can skip a lot of Pokemon battles now just because you can run around stuff. So I don't know if they just did that. And so like I'm enjoying the game. I'm just having like small issues that are making my enjoyment like frustrating. Like I don't like that I have to go out and spend extra time catching because that's the best way to level up my Pokemon.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to battle like repeatedly, like if like just have like random NPCs who are like, hey, if you want to like level up a certain Pokemon, battle me over and over, and like that's how you level that character up. Because there is like in a battle, you still share XP, but it's like a fraction of what you get from catching. Because in catching, if you catch a Pokemon and like after all the bonuses, you get 300. Every Pokemon on your team gets 300 XP. But in battling, whatever Pokemon you're using at the time, let's say he gets 500 XP, the Pokemon in the rest of your party will only get like 100 of that 500.
Question. What if you took all the Pokemon out of your party and you only had one Pokemon and you went to do battle? Would it get all of the XP then?
It still gets all the XP. Whatever Pokemon you have out gets all the XP. All the other Pokemon just gets like a fraction of it. That's all. Like they're like, oh, you just get like a fraction of the 500. So catching is the best way to level up because all your Pokemon are getting 300. and like that's just kind of it slows the game down for me because
Mhm.
like Megs is like I'm at 20 hours and I'm at the 7th gym leader and I'm like I could be there if I didn't have to catch all these Pokemon to make sure I wasn't getting my I almost said butthole stomped in. That's not what I want to say. Um, it's like it's just frustrating. That's like a real big like frustration point for me is that I
Yeah.
have to go catch Pokemon and I don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the changes, like the way they've changed stuff to like make the game feel smoother. Like there was some clunkiness in those older games, like having to go catch like 50 Pokemon before you can move on.
But you just said you still have to do that.
Yeah, with that one gym, but like there was a lot more.
Okay.
Trust me, it was
Okay.
annoying. And like the like kind of like cinematic / cutscene-ish stuff where like Team Rocket's there and like it kind of helps you know where you need to go. In the older Pokemon games, it was very much like you just need to figure it the fuck out, and so that was a little frustrating.
Quick question. At the beginning, you get to name your buddy trainer, who's also like your competition. Who did you name your person?
So I named him because
Wait, you cut out. Tell me.
I named him Gary
Okay.
because in the original Pokemon game, your rival is based on Gary from the anime.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this is my Gary. And then Blue shows. Did you run into Blue?
I think so.
He was on the ship. He's on the ship. He had a purple shirt and brown spiky hair.
I think I saw him before the ship once.
Or maybe
he's the nephew of Professor Oak or something, or grandson.
Yes, that's Gary, but they call him Blue because your character is technically named Red in the original game.
Okay.
So I was like, well, fuck. I just named this guy Gary, and there's Gary. God damn it. Who did you name yours, by the way?
I named him Byron because I was streaming when I first started, and Byron was there with me. So I was like, yeah, he'll be my buddy. So
I originally was going to name it Alejandro.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, nah, let's do Gary.
You should have just named it Barley.
And so yeah, like I'm enjoying. Like it's fun to go back to this gen because this like one of my favorite gens. I love all the Pokemon. And so like having the Pikachu is really helpful because in older Pokemon games, all these like the chop, learning to surf, moving boulders, like you had to teach your Pokemon those moves. So you had to have a Pokemon that could know chop, and like it took out one of your 4 moves because you had to know chop. It's called cut. So now having the Pikachu there to always just know the moves is so helpful because you don't have to have, legitimately we called them HM slaves because it's called hidden moves. And it was just a Pokemon that could learn all the HM. And you had that in your party just so you could get through the world and find all the cool stuff. And so having Pikachu there is so helpful because you don't have to have a random 6th spot taken out.
Well, and one cool thing is like our starting Pokemon have these special moves that they can do. So sometimes if you're in battle, it'll say shake your controller, and so you shake it. What are you making the face for?
Not happened to me yet.
I think you haven't been paying attention. You have to look for it. It'll be right above fight, and it'll have a little shake motion. And so like the first time I was like, what's this? So I shook it, and then Eevee just did this like huge super move and like smashed into this person. I forget what it was. It was like something volley. I don't know. It was really cool. And then sometimes if I have other Pokemon up besides her, it'll show up and I'll do it. And Eevee will come and give them a boost to like all of their stats. They get a boost, and like that's really cool. It does take like their turn. Has this happened
while you've been playing handheld, or was this only when you played on TV?
I think
because no shaking has ever happened, and so I don't know if there's a button you're supposed to press while on handheld.
Maybe it was only.
I'm gonna keep looking for it, but I haven't gotten it yet.
When you're out wandering, have you had a thing where you're supposed to? Your Pokemon wants to tell you something. What is that symbol?
Yeah, I've had that.
What do we do when that happens?
It's like a little music note pops up. Maybe that's what I need to look for.
Yes, I would look for whatever, because that's the same. It has the same shake motion when I'm not doing that. I will say, one thing that I stumbled upon that I was like, huh. So I'm playing docked, right? And I don't necessarily like holding this Joy-Con. I'm like, ugh. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put it in the grip. just to make it easier to hold. And so I had the other controller in the grip as well, and I was doing something, and all of a sudden I had a buddy with me. So the one Joy-Con controls my main character, and then the other Joy-Con controls the buddy. And it just like comes with me. And so I'm going into battle, and I get to take 2 Pokemon into battle. And let me tell you, that is the greatest thing ever. I don't know how you people play if you're just doing like 1 player, 1 Pokemon. This is like, it made my day. I was like, this is fantastic. I get to like...
That helping your case for this cheater Sam thing you got going on. Earlier in the other game, you're helping that girl cheat. Now you're cheating in Pokemon.
I can't help it. They give me the option. I'm going to use it because, like, that was just great. Because I'm, like, super overpowered when you've got, like, 2 Pokemon going against 1. I highly recommend it. Especially, like, say maybe you're just having a tough time at this one little area. Go ahead and call in your reinforcements. And then also, because, like, I've got Eevee on my head, I've got whatever Pokemon's following me behind, and then my buddy guy has a Pokemon following him as well. So you just get to see as many Pokemon as possible walking around while you're going. So that's cool. I liked that a lot. What else?
Did you end up getting to ride on a Pokemon?
No, I never did. And I'm like, I don't know.
So my team currently is Pikachu, Venusaur, because I got a Bulbasaur early on and evolved it. Pidgeot, which is the fully evolved form of Pidgey. Gyarados, which I don't know. Did you buy that Magikarp for $500 from that one guy?
No, I never had that option.
Did. Oh, talk to everybody in the game first off if you listen to this, because some people give you items and some people like want to trade Pokemon and stuff. So the guy sells a Magikarp for $500. I was like, well, this dude's a douche. I'm gonna buy this from him. And I knew I wanted a Gyarados because it's like this giant sea creature monster. And I was like, I need a water type. So, Gyarados. Found a Growlithe and evolved into Arcanine with a Firestone. And once you do that, if you select it to be the Pokemon that follows you, you ride around on it and you move hella fast.
Oh,
and it's really cool.
Man.
And then once you learn, it's called Sea Skim. It's where you can ride on the water.
Oh.
If you have a water type selected, you ride on the back of the water. So I rode around on Gyarados for a while. I was like, this is cool. I think once I learn flying, I can ride on my Pidgeot. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's really cool. Like, I really want to ride a Pokemon, but I'm like, I just don't know that I have the desire
like
to go back and
who's like, oh, catch 5 Meowth. I think they'll give you an Arcanine because I had a guy who was like, catch 5 Growlithe. And I was like, oh, he's going to give me an Arcanine. Hell yeah. No, he gave me a Persian, the evolved form of Meowth. I was like, I don't want... Like, what the hell?
Also, let me just say, like, I do not like Magikarp. It, like, hurts my heart every time I see it, because it's just, like, flopping on its side. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for it. Like, put it in some water. I just, like, I don't like it. It makes me so sad. So
I am enjoying the game. They're doing some interesting things. Like in the main game, like you don't meet the Elite Four until you have to go battle them, and there's no story behind them. Like the Elite Four actually are showing up in the actual story, so I was like, that's really cool. So I'm enjoying it. I'm at the town where the 6th gym is, so I'm a little bit behind Megs. And I know what I gotta do and stuff. And I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying it. It's something I can just kind of play like while I'm waiting for like a Smite round to start because like there's a queue time. I play it a little bit before bed just because I'm playing in handheld, so I can just play whenever.
I did one night. I had a dream that I was playing Pokemon. It was towards the start of my journey when I was really into it. So
this does make me increasingly excited for the next gen game coming next year. Because I think there's a lot of cool stuff in this, and I hope they expound upon it. I don't know where I come down on should this always be the catching mechanic in Pokemon games, or should it just stick with the Let's Go? Because the Let's Go Pokemon series is definitely going to stay around. It's just a new way to get young kids into the game.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this and you're like wondering, like, oh, is this game good? Like, is it good for my kid? Yeah, I'd say like if the kid has a very good sense of direction, because like the dungeons, quote unquote, like Mount Moon is your first dungeon you really hit. Um, it can be hard to navigate because you can get turned around pretty easily if you're not paying attention. And so I just wonder if a kid who's like, a kid's always thinking about like what's coming next and stuff. Like I do worry about that, but I do think this would be a very good start for a kid if they're looking to get Pokemon, much more than the other Pokemon games that are out there.
And if they like repetitive activities.
That too. Because the catching thing they could probably sit there and do for hours.
Yes. Did you do any hairstyling with your Pokemon?
No, because when you get to Lavender Town, which is very like past where you are, you get given a suit called the formal suit. And so I put it on my guy, and I'm in a tuxedo, and then I went and put it on Pikachu, and it gave him a little bowler hat and a tuxedo vest, and I was like, I am never taking this off. He looks so sick.
That's
I
awesome.
do like if you put an outfit on and you get the loading screen every time you start up the game, your Pokemon is in that outfit.
Oh,
and I like that. It's really
that's
cool. Because every time it comes up, it's like Pikachu's in his little bowler hat, and I'm like, yeah.
I will say I tried some hairstyling because I was like, oh, I can give my little Pokemon a mohawk. This is gonna be great. Polygon had an article. It was like, here is what you should do to try to get these different hairstyles. I mean, I think, no offense to Polygon, but your article was not fantastic because every motion they described, I kept getting the same 3 hairstyles, just alternated. But I just did it for a really long time, and I eventually got the mohawk, only to find out that the mohawk on Eevee is not as cute as the mohawk on Pikachu, unfortunately. So, but I mean, it was still, Pikachu's is real cute. But I mean, it's still, I was happy to have it. I think it's a neat thing. I wish there were an easier way to do it, like more reliable way to do it, rather than just like rubbing your fingers on the screen and hoping for the best. But yeah, it's a neat thing that they have in the game, so I like that.
I think my last kind of like small complaint is the town where they were like, oh, you have to have 50 Pokemon in your Pokedex is also the town where you can link your Pokemon Go account.
Oh, right.
And I was like, cool. Like, I'll just do that. I'll just transfer some Pokemon over, and that'll give me my 50. Like, because I didn't want to like transfer Pokemon that I knew I had that were like really strong and overpowered. So I was like, I'll just do that. And so I go to start doing it, and like I'm on my phone getting everything looked up, and I click the Nintendo Switch thing, and it's like, we're sorry, this device is too old, and we cannot link to your Nintendo Switch. And I was like, are you kidding me? Damn. So all these wonderful Pokemon I have in Pokemon Go cannot bring over because my phone's too old. Fuck you.
Do you have a buddy with a better phone that you can download it on?
Yeah, I'm sure I could do that. I'm sure I could do that.
That's a pain though. That sucks, man.
Yeah. It's like, God, that's so annoying. So I was kind of like, whatever. Overall, like I'm really enjoying the game. It's Pokemon, and it's gonna be here for a while. I'm not trying to rush through it. It's just like I've gotten where I am because I've just been playing consistently. So, but will say I'm very proud that you gave it a shot. I know this is not your game, and so I'm glad you gave it a shot, and you got pretty far. Like I'll give that. Like 8 hours. That's a commitment.
Like I said, I played for 8 hours and 42 minutes. I'd say probably for 8 hours and 15 minutes, I was having a real good time. And then it's like, just, you reach the point, you're like, yeah, I think I'm done. This is, kind of all at once it happens. But yeah, I had a really good time. I'm glad I got to play some. I live streamed about my first 2 hours, which was fun. Like I said, I had Byron with me. I had Starry from our Discord as well, and she was very helpful. She knows her Pokemon, so I'd ask her questions, and she was telling me stuff. And then I think Melissa was with us for a while too. So yeah, that was on Twitch. I think I'm going to release it on YouTube probably before this episode airs. So you can go back and watch my initial run through. You can see my disappointment when that freaking Weedle evolves into Kakuna. You can see all my anger every time a Pokemon doesn't stay in its ball. So, but you can also see my joy when I get to feed Eevee her berry and I get to pet her and stuff. So it's all good.
You streamed for a very long time.
I did.
Like,
yeah.
I watched the first initial like 15 minutes, and I was like, all right, cool. I had my brothers watching wrestling with him, and I was like, oh, let me see how Sam's doing. Like 2 hours later, oh, she's still going. Okay, like I think you went for about 4 hours.
No, I went for
You
like.
sure you were going for a while?
No, it was just over 2 hours. So.
Just over 2 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
it must have been like tail end of the 2 hour
Yeah.
thing. I must have clicked in on it. You still going. I was like, nice, Sam, good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with now that you've had some experience with Let's Go, do you think the next gen Pokemon game you're interested in it at all?
I mean, not really. I mean, I might be willing to try it if it seems like it'll be different. And somehow, not as annoying with like the catching and stuff. I had fun with the battle. I really enjoyed the battle mechanic. Because I've got a new appreciation these days for turn-based combat.
Yeah.
So I had a good time with that, and learning the different types, to know what they would be weak against. That was nice. I was like, if I was really gonna get into this, like, my next step would be starting a spreadsheet of the different Pokemon that I battled and being like, okay, here are the moves that are super effective against this Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then I would have that resource, which I don't know, they should have that in the Pokedex. Like, what's super effective against something?
I just kind of know at this point what it is because I've played for so many times. But I will say I didn't play a lot of the gen where they introduced fairy types.
Oh, uh-huh.
And so there are fairy type moves in the game, and I was like, I don't know what that's strong against. I learned it's very strong against fighting because this Pokemon this guy had that was very weak in comparison to my Primate one shot me. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, can't have Primate out there if they got a fairy type move. That's good to know.
I just remembered, I think I have a Clefairy that I left in daycare. And I just it's like an abandoned child now. So I'm probably not going back for it.
They're gonna take care of it at least. So, I mean, hey.
It's leveling up. If I ever go back, it should be great.
Technically, no. It's only when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to check on it once, and it had leveled up 4 levels. I was like, that's good, but I'm just going to leave it there some more. So, hey.
Good.
Yeah. Oh,
all
also, fun fact, just when you go take your Pokemon to the hospital to heal them, I didn't understand at first, but you put your 6 party in there and they get healed, but it heals everybody, even if they're not in the party. And that was very handy. Because, I had people that had fainted, and I was like, I'm going to have to heal my party and then switch out these other ones. But then I was like, oh, everybody's healed. So it's that's fantastic. I approve of that. So
I will say one tiny thing they added that I do appreciate is the Pokemon box, because in the older Pokemon games, the Poke Center had a computer in the corner, and that's where the Pokemon box was. So if you wanted to switch Pokemon on the fly, you had to go to the Pokemon Center, then swap them. Pokemon box, you just open it up, and everything's there as you're out in the world, and that's kind of handy because sometimes I was like, I don't really want this Pidgey out of my group right now. Let me put something else in.
Hold on. You would have to go all the way back to the starting area to access the box?
No, to a Poke Center. The Poke Center is in every town.
Oh. Is that the the hospital?
Yeah, the Poke hospitals
it's a
are
hospital.
called Poke Centers, Sam.
Oh,
they straight up call it a Poke Center all the time.
It's a hospital. It heals the Pokemon.
What do you call the Pokemart? The Poke Walmart?
The
come
store.
on.
It's just the store. There's the hospital, and there's the store, and there's the gym.
We're going to teach you so much about Pokemon. We're going to start watching the anime together. Let's do it.
No, veto. Hard pass on that.
Oh. So yeah, I'm very happy with Pokemon Let's Go. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be there for a while, and so I'm glad you got to try it. And so yeah.
I'm sure you've answered this before. I don't remember. What was your favorite Pokemon, and is that still your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Bulbasaur, and yeah, I'd say so. Okay. This game really was I think I want to get some Pokemon tattoos, and I was like, well, I want to get my favorite Pokemon, and so it's I got the Mankey before I got the Bulbasaur, and I was like, man, I really like Mankey. It's like a pig monkey that fights people.
Yeah.
Down for it. It's got boxing gloves when you evolve into Primate. I'm like, hell yeah. And I was like, all right. And then I got the Bulbasaur, and I was looking at it, and I was like, you're so fucking cute.
I do love a Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
I was a little off because I kept thinking Bulbasaur was a water type, and I believe it was because in the Detective Pikachu trailer, there's those Bulbasaurs walking in the water, and I was like, that means he's water. But he's not.
Oh. Yeah, probably Bulbasaur, I'd say, is my favorite Pokemon.
Good choice.
But did you find a one you like?
Oh no, I said Charmander is my
Charmander, that's right.
Because he's adorable. I was gonna ask, so when a Pokemon evolves, does he always evolve to the same thing? Because we both had a Bulbasaur, and what did you say yours evolved into?
Bulbasaur has 3 evolutions, or 2. It evolves from Bulbasaur to Ivysaur to Venusaur.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so I had
mine was
not all
just
the time,
an Ivysaur.
Yeah. In certain like gens, they added like in Gen 3, there was a Pokemon called Ralts. And it usually would evolve into Kirlia and then Khalid. And then in Gen 4, they made it so if it's a boy Ralts, it'll evolve into Kirlia, and then it's like Galandor or something like that. I don't know. Just because it didn't make sense for a boy, because Khalid is like a woman. Like, it's got like a haircut like a woman and like a dress on.
Okay.
And so I guess they were like, all right, let's make the boy one look like he has like scissors for hands. I don't know how that works, really. Nintendo's a very weird company, now that I think about that.
And boys can wear dresses, so I mean, he could have still done that. That would have been fine.
Yeah,
but
Nintendo's very weird about stuff. I don't think about that. Yeah, like I'm excited because like I haven't even got near where like they start introducing Mewtwo. So like, I'm interested to see where that goes. Yeah, so Pokemon, let's go. I think we're both pretty happy with it. You got your time in. I'm proud of you, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna do it for the Geek Card Games podcast. We went for a while about Pokemon.
Yeah, well, we went for a while about a lot of stuff. So.
If you would like to tell us what your favorite Pokemon is, you can reach us at contact@geekcardgames.com. We'd love to hear it. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at geekcardgames. You can find our YouTube channel where Sam will be uploading her stream of her playing Pokemon at YouTube, or no, geekcardgames.com/YouTube. We're not there yet. Go subscribe to that YouTube channel if you haven't. We need it. You can watch our Twitch streams, which I think we're going to be ramping up pretty soon. We're almost done with our YouTube series. We'll be at twitch.tv/geekcardgames. You can buy our merch at geekcardgames.com/shirts. You can find our Discord at geekcardgames.com/Discord, where we are sharing all the memes, because don't let your dreams be memes.
What?
Your face. Oh. I think that's everything, right? We're good?
I think that's everything. So.
Yeah, I think I'm like.
Yeah.
I am on Twitter at Cody. Sam?
I'm at SKSUVAK.
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you could be so kind to leave us a review, we'd greatly appreciate it. It helps get the podcast out there to more ears. And we like people listening to our voices because we are egomaniacs.
That's us.
Sam, most important question.
Okay.
I forgot to ask during the Pokemon session. Which fossil did you pick in Mount Moon?
What were the options again?
Helix?
Helix. I took the Helix.
You took the Helix one?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the one. That's the good one. So good job. Proud.
Hey, I don't even know what the fossils do. I was just like, whatever.
Eventually, you can turn them into Pokemon. They like can. They do like the.
It's like Jurassic Park DNA.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that, and there's some pretty good Pokemon.
Nice.
All right. Without further ado, Sam, take it away.
We're just two geeks who heart games. Pokemon. Let's go. It's a callback. We've done that one before.
Good job.
So
good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Did you? I don't like you right now, Sam. This is not what friends do. This is not what friends do. They don't.
Oh my god, it tickles my nose so bad. I've only had it on for like 30 seconds.
Where did you find it? It looks like clay.
This is like furry stuff, man. It's like real mustachy.
It looks like Play-Doh a little bit.
I was cleaning house yesterday, and I opened this drawer, and I found this package of fake mustaches. There were like 2 missing, and then like 4 or 5 left. I'm like, here we go. This is exactly what I need. But yeah, it's like trying to go up my nose. Stop it.
That's what mustaches do. Sometimes.
Fuck mustaches. They're stupid. I'm gonna take it off now because this is. I just want to do that for you because you know. Ow.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, seems like it.
I need to mute my phone. Oh, jeez. I think I've got like mustache fur in my mouth now. Ah.